Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I'm going to be talking about A Court of Wings in Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, and this is book 3 in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. And holy hell, that was a major mouthful. So, there's not much I can say without going into spoilers, but I will say this might be my favorite book out of the series so far. Just the entire time I was entertained, I was anxious, I was worried, I was concerned, I was happy. I was just feeling all the feels throughout the entire book. And yes, I will admit I got a little teary near the end, and yeah, if a book can make me that emotional, it's a good book in my opinion. Unless those are tears from just a poorly written book, but I don't think that's happened to me yet, so yeah. I was also super happy to learn that there are going to be more books in this world. Just based on what I read on social media, I guess there's going to be a novella with Reese and Feyre later on next year, I believe. So that's awesome. And I think I heard that the other books are going to be focusing on other couples that semi get together in this book. So I'm going to be very happy to read more about that because I do want to see some of these couples get together. I was shipping all sorts of ships, and it made my shipper heart very sad when all these ships didn't become official. But at the same time, I'm glad these ships did not become official in this book because I don't just feel too rushed. And I don't like my ships feeling rushed. So, yeah. Plus, more books out of it. Win-win. So yes, I thought this was a good addition to the series. Like I said, I think it's my favorite book yet out of the series. So yeah, that's really all I feel safe saying without going into spoiler territory. This book made me emotional. All the feels. Was shipping all the ships. And I am glad that we are going to be getting more books in this world. So, without further ado, I'm going into a slightly more spoilery bit. So if you have not read A Court of Wings in Ruin yet, highly suggest you click away now and come back after you catch up. So, I want to start this review off by saying, I know some people online have been unhappy with Sarah's books because of the lack of diversity, which, yeah, upon looking back, I do realize that there has been a little lack of diversity in The Throne of Glass as well as the ACOTAR series so far. I also saw some people being a bit happier that there's a little bit more diversity in A Court of Wings in Ruin, in which me as a reader am also happy to see diversity because I do like diversity in my books. I'm trying to be a little more diverse in my reading. But also because I am a straight white female, I do not feel I have a right to be able to decide if it is good diversity or not. But as a straight white female, I personally do not believe I have the right to decide whether any diversity in books is good or bad. I personally don't believe that I have the right to say, oh, this was well done, this was horrible, this was insulting. So if anyone's wondering why I might not be analyzing that or bringing that up, that is the reason. So yeah, I just felt the need to bring that up and cover that. Oh my god, Feyre was a little arrogant, okay, a lot arrogant in the beginning of this book, being so proud of herself for fooling Tamlin and the rest of the Spring Court. Having her believe she's happy to be this little happy pet that she is expected to be, while in reality, she is plotting against Tamlin to bring down the Spring Courts. And gotta say, Feyre does not mess around, like, at all. From the get-go, she is playing Tamlin and everyone else, turning everyone against Tamlin. Like, part of me started to feel a little bad for Tamlin, and even felt a little worse when it was revealed that he wasn't happy to go along with the King of Hybern. That he was actually trying to get information about the king and what he plans to do. So that I felt that kind of redeemed him a tiny bit in my eyes, but I was still pretty pissed at him. You know, I still haven't completely forgiven him for just how he acted towards Feyre. Not just in A Court of Mist and Fury, but when they had that meeting with all the courts and just how he was being a petty little jerk. Just, whoa. I get you're upset that this woman who you have deep feelings for has betrayed you, but you were being pretty abusive in the last book, Tamlin. Trying to keep her, sheltered away for her own good, not realizing you were making her worse. Just ignoring how her PTSD was making her physically sick in the middle of the night and not doing anything about it. Not wanting her to practice these powers that she has gained. And then the icing on the cake when he locked her in the house? Just, no. You were in the wrong there, and you deserve her leaving you for that. So yeah, don't get salty that she decided to leave you and go to a guy who not only was super patient with her, but helped her through all this and helped give her a purpose as she was recovering. God, I really jumped a little bit ahead there. That's what happens when I ramble. Oh, Lucian. I wanted to be mad at Lucian, because he didn't do much to help Feyre in the last book either. But to a point, I also can understand that Lucian's hands were also tied. Tamlin is the High Lord. So yeah, Tamlin has a bit more final say in things, so I get that Lucian couldn't do a whole lot to help. But I felt that he could have done more than he did. So I wanted to be mad at him out of this book, but for some reason I just couldn't. Apparently I just love Lucian. And I felt bad for him considering how worried he was about Elaine. We know Rhys and the rest of his buddies, they're good people. They aren't gonna, torture and hurt Nesta or Elaine. But gotta remember, Lucian and pretty much everyone outside of their little court thinks that they are the stuff of nightmares. They are horrible people. They will torture and torment these poor girls. So yeah, it's I understand that Lucian is worried about his mates. My heart went out to him a little bit, especially since it seems Elaine is in no way, shape, or form wanting to encourage this mating bond. I mean, I can't really blame her, because to her, Lucian is part of this team that sold her and Nesta out. So yeah, that's kind of an awkward situation there. But at the same time, it's you guys are meant to be together. I kind of want you to get together. But at the same time, I think Asriel and Elaine would be a really cute couple. Asriel deserves someone who is super sweet and kind like Elaine. And they seem to get along. She's not afraid of him at all. She seems to trust him a lot. And he's super gentle with her and it's super cute. But at the same time, I feel bad for Lucian because she ends up with Asriel. Poor Lucian would have just gotten rejected so hard. And I want Lucian happy too, and to be with someone who loves him, or at least cares for him a lot. But that doesn't seem like it's gonna be Elaine. So it's And Nesta and Cassian, ship them so hard, they are perfect together. And just the tension between the two of them throughout this book drove me insane. I just wanted to shout half the time, just kiss already, throughout 90% of that book. Alright, now that I feel that I've gushed about the ships enough, I'm gonna try to move on to talking about the plot a bit more. And I liked how we got to see a bit more of the other courts in this book. Yes, we got to see quite a bit of the summer court in the last book, but we haven't really talked too much about the other courts. Dawn, day, winter, and autumn. So it's pretty cool to see more of them and the people within those realms. Got to see some more Lucian and his lovely family, and gotta love them are a piece of work. His dad, the High Lord of the Autumn Court, I am very much looking forward to eventually seeing him die in the other books. I really hope he dies in one of the future books, because goddamn, he is an asshole. Oh my god. I wanted to punch him in the face almost as much as I wanted to punch Tamlin in the face. And not quite sure how I feel about his half-brother Ares. I honestly wasn't expecting him to help Rhys and everyone. Yeah, he's helping them in exchange for their help in the future, because he wants his father killed off so he can become the High Lord. So, he's getting something out of return. He's not just doing it out of the kindness of his heart. And I want to hate him just because of what he helped do to Moore in the past. And he just seems like a horrible person. But with some of what we saw of him in this book, I'm kind of iffy. So yeah, a little iffy about how I feel about him. In this book, I absolutely loved how we got to see more of the relationships in this book. Not just ships, but like sisterly relationship, good close friends relationship. Especially between Feyre and everybody else. Like near the middle / end of the book, when Feyre rescues Elaine with Asriel's help from the Highburn camp, and just when her and her sisters just sat and slept with each other, just to be around with each other. And it's just like, I love reading sisterly bonds. I love reading close sisterly bonds and just moments like that. So as small as that little bit was, I was so glad it was in the book. And then just more in Feyre bonding, more coming out to Feyre. The fact that she cared and trusted Feyre enough to do that, and for Feyre to just take it in stride and to be super supportive and happy to keep this as a secret for now until more deems otherwise, and being supportive of that. So that was really nice to see, and I did get teary at that. I was just a teary mess through half this book, okay? And very much backtracking. Oh my god. This review is all over the place. I'm so sorry. Just Lucian and him finding out that Rhys and Co. aren't these horrible monsters that he has believed for years. Him being brought to the Court of Dreams and seeing how everyone really is. And just his shock. It was kind of funny, his shock, and kind of annoying at the same time. But he handled things pretty well, all things considering. He's been around for a while, and he's believed all this stuff for so long. I think he managed to change his tune relatively fast, all things considering. And I thought it was amazing of him that he was willing to go to the continent and try and find this lost queen. Gotta say, I can't be the only one who made the Swan Princess connection when this lost queen was mentioned. You know, princess by night, swan by day. First thing that popped into my mind was the Swan Princess. God, someone please tell me I wasn't alone in that, jump. That's it. I thought it was extremely cool how Feyre managed to recruit a few people to their cause, the Bone Carver, and that... God, I can't even pronounce the name, so I'm not even gonna try. That monster that was in the library. Really enjoyed how she managed to get them to join their cause, and how their requests were pretty simple. And Feyre's reaction to the Bone Carver's reaction to her getting that mirror. And then when Rhys got the Weaver was just, oh my god. Nice little family reunion between the Bone Carver and the Weaver. They got some death gods on their side. Though it was kind of sad to see them die. They were pretty cool. Would have been kind of cool to explore their pasts a bit more, in my opinion. But that's just me liking all the little details. And gotta be honest, I feel kind of stupid about being confused over what our Amryn was. What I got from what I read was that she was some sort of angelic being from whatever world she was from. I did think it was awesome how she was willing to give up everything she was just to help her friends have a chance at survival. Because she knew, or at least she had a very strong feeling, once she shed the skin, the form that she had, she would become what she was before. Any affections she had for her friends, any memories she had from her friends would be gone. So yeah, she knew what would happen, but she was still willing to take that risk of losing what she has become to save her friends. I do like how Durin ended up being a good guy. He wasn't insane like everyone thought he was. He wasn't bent on revenge on Miram and Draken. So I like that everyone wasn't as they seemed. Everyone was willing to judge him based on what they expected and the mask he had, and it was just really cool, and I like that little twist. And I kind of like the connection that, not only Durin, but Tamlin and Ares, they potentially weren't what everyone assumed or expected them to be. Just like with the Court of Dreams. And that final battle, man. That final battle. I was so anxious. I was expecting someone to die, and I mean die permanently, and I was so terrified. I was afraid Cassian was gonna die when Nesta was screaming his name. I was afraid that her and Cassian were gonna die when the King of Hybern was coming up on them. I was afraid that everyone was gonna die at some point or another. And I was just on the edge of my chair as I was reading. I honestly can't remember the last time that I was that anxious about a final battle. And the tears were flowing when the dad came coming in on his ships that he named after his daughters, and he was leading with the ship he named after Nesta. Just the tears were flowing. And I felt so bad when he died, especially given that he is finally doing something to help his daughters. He's trying to make up for all the years that he has failed them as a father. And then he dies before any words could be spoken between them, and before those fences could be mended. And just, my heart. And I loved how it wasn't Rhys, it wasn't Feyre, it wasn't anyone else from the Court of Dreams who killed the King of Hybern. It was Nesta and Elaine. Just sisterly teamwork, and it was awesome. And I found it unexpected personally, but it was awesome. Goddamn Rhys. When I was reading that whole time, and the second he kept on saying I love you to Feyre, my heart stopped. Just like, something's gonna happen. God damn it, Rhys, you cannot die. No. No. We got this far with all of you surviving. You are not gonna die now. No. And I was relieved, if only because I don't want that ship to sink, when the other High Lords were willing to try and bring him back. And how Tarquin, I think that's, I'm saying it right, was one of the first people to help give his little bit of power to bring him back. Especially considering how, you know, him and Feyre kind of used him in the last book, but he was still willing to be like, okay, you need to come back. Get back here, Rhys. And I'm a little annoyed at the reasoning for why they couldn't find Miram and everyone on that little island. Oh yeah, we had some wards put up, and they were meant to keep out our enemies, but I guess they were a little too strong for their own good. Our bad. Just seems like such a... I don't know, I felt that part could have been explained a bit better. Maybe a better reason put up. It just seemed like such a weak reason. All this worrying about them throughout the whole book when they couldn't find them, and they were there all along. The wards were just too strong around the island. Just... Also, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this sooner. I really like how Asriel was talking a lot in this book. I feel like he did not talk much at all in the last book. But, you know, he was having, like, pages upon pages of dialogue, and it was perfect, and I loved it. Asriel I just love. Asriel, I want happy. He needs happiness at all costs. So yeah, I just really, really like this book. And I'm so glad we're going to be seeing more of this world and more of these awesome characters. Things that I hope to see in the future books. Possibly a child between Rhys and Feyre. While that one's not a deal breaker to me, I think it would be really cute. I want to see Lucien finding out who his true father is. I love the twist that Hellion is actually Lucien's father. So yeah, I hope to see that. I want to see ships set sail. I want to see the ships set sail. Nestian and Cassian, I want official. I want them to get over themselves and admit that they care about each other. And the heat of battle does not count. That is under stress. They think they're gonna die. It does not count, in my opinion. I want Elaine, Lucien, and Asriel to end up with someone who cares about them. Like I said, I think Asriel and Elaine would make a really cute couple, so I hope they get together. But at the same time, I hope Lucien manages to find someone who cares about him just as much and can return his feelings. Regardless of if they're mates or not. I just want them all happy. I want to see more awesome sisterly moments between Feyre and her sisters and more. I want to see more end up with someone who loves her and who deserves her. More deserves to have someone to be happy with, and I want that to happen. And it'd be nice if she decided she was gonna admit to the rest of the crew that she likes females as well as males, preferably females. So that's a lot to happen. Will it all probably happen? Highly doubt it. But it'd be nice to see at least, half of that happen. Very excited to see where it leads from here. What is everyone else's thoughts and opinions? Did you agree with a lot of what I said? Did you like a lot of the same things? Did you feel differently about things? Let me know, let's discuss. So yeah, that's it for this book review, and I hope to see you guys next time. Keep on reading, my fellow book addicts. Keep on reading.